Alright, here's an update on the fuse panel of the 1985 Porsche 928. I was trying to figure out why this relay, the EZF relay, wasn't getting power. I think it's this bottom pin right here. And I traced it and I traced it and I couldn't figure it out why it didn't get power. But I did find the alarm system harness, and it had a wire that jumps between 1 and 4. And that allowed it to, and I know I tested with my multimeter, this multimeter here, and there's voltage going to it. So I traced the wire, it was a yellow wire, from that harness all the way to this pin right here. This upper right pin, which wasn't here. When I disconnected this connector, there was no pin here. It was completely empty. Now, the reason for this, I'm going to turn this unit around. And look at this spaghetti mess, right? To make it worse, somebody had done alterations. Right, actually, there goes my relay. Alterations that were done right around this area. There's this jumble of wire, which seems to go from the fuse, I guess, 10, and 11. Focus, you stupid camera. Okay. Goes between this one, this fuse here, and this fuse here. And it's like taped together. And then this comes together. This used to be tied here together. And this wire here, which runs to the EZF pin, that this bottom pin here to the EZF relay socket, and it was cut from here, and I was spliced to here. Now damn it, focus. Anyway, so I was able to, because this is the old original panel. This is the original panel, and I was able to take the pin and repair the socket here to make certain that I could get a wire. And I took the wire because there was no pin here going there. If I can get some, there was no pin going from this wire in there. So I took one from here, from this original relay fuse panel, put it in there, and took the wire from here, put it in here, and much like the original, whoever did this stupid wire job, I just temporarily taped it up. Now, I haven't tested this, and I got so fed up with this panel. This panel was repaired by a Porsche technician at a Porsche dealership somewhere in upstate New York. I don't know the person's name. The person has retired, but whoever you are, you should feel ashamed. It's terrible. You should not, like, literally, they should not tape these things, twist them up, and tape them. Shouldn't have done that. And it's been done all over the place. Like, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to pull this off right here. What is this? What is this? Why is it going to two fuses here? Why is it going to two fuses? Going to this wire. This is supposed to power the EZF relay. And I still don't even know why. I don't know, the fuel pump relay doesn't get power. I'm just checking an EZF, but I'm willing to bet that it's this horrible, janky wiring job that someone did. And I got to figure out, like, it's all over the place. Like, look here. Whatever this wire is, it was cut and spliced into this ground cable here. This ground cable here is what is spliced into. So someone's like, oh, this is not a good enough ground. Let's do that. The other problem is that, like, there's a whole mess of things. I don't know where is what goes originally here. Now, you think I used the original relay to do it, but the wiring mess here is even worse. There's more splice jobs and worse things done here. This is just 10 times worse. And things are different here as opposed to over here. So I can't tell you what is what. Like, for example, like the relay here, the wire comes from here and snakes around to this pin down somewhere, some pin down here, and you don't see that here. It's either this is not the right fuse relay, I mean, this was the right, either this is not, and someone bought the wrong, because the guy who did this wiring job was the one who recommended to get another fuse relay panel. I mean, this is not in there. This is, you don't see that here, whatever this thing is, so there's definitely differences. So I need to find a fuse relay wiring diagram to be able to make sense of this spaghetti mess. I'm not sure if I even want to go with this fuse panel. Maybe I want to go back to the original, because, you know, the originals was more meant to be. But I'm afraid that the wiring here is far worse than this. This is easier to fix. If I had a wiring diagram, I can figure out what should have been what.